starting at age 14. We went to foremost orthopedic surgeon in the area, and that's when I was first diagnosed initially with fibromyalgia. And quite frankly, there's really nothing that they could recommend for any kind of treatment whatsoever. Just maybe I'll grow out of it, maybe I won't. But in any case, there was nothing really they could do. You know, specialist after specialist after specialist that I went to wanted to throw drugs at it or wanted to recommend these ridiculous surgeries. And in the meantime, my quality of life was just going down and down and down, to the point where my pain was so chronic that I couldn't do basic operating functions. I mean, just things that people take for granted, like getting up in the morning and just being able to put their feet on the floor without screaming in pain. I couldn't do that. I mean, I couldn't bend over. I had a limited range of motion in my neck and, you know, everything else. I mean, it's just anything I tried to do was met with this incredible amount of resistance because of the sheer amount of pain involved. 25 years I dealt with that, and it just kept getting worse and kept getting worse. And for somebody that used to be really active and used to be a competition snow skier and enjoyed surfing and used to be this person that loved going out and just living her life, all of a sudden that capacity was gone. I mean, I could barely function throughout the course of my day. And people were telling me, okay, well, chiropractic will cure that, but, you know, we're going to have you come in for, you know, 3 to 4 sessions every week, and it's going to take at least 6 months to a year for you to cure. And we don't want you on your feet any more than, you know, 30 minutes during any stretch of time. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's kind of ridiculous, because I manage a restaurant and I kind of live on my feet. So we had the surgeons want to put the rod up my back. Then we had somebody that wanted to, you know, cut into my back and actually strip the scar tissue from the muscle itself. Then we had somebody that just recommended just cutting the muscle altogether. Just, okay, so you can't use your arm, but, you know, at least you won't be relying on pain medications. Dr. Groshell called me, and I'm thinking to myself, he's a podiatrist, right? I've lived with this forever. I've seen everybody under the sun. I've spent like $250,000 on, you know, medication, treatments, blah, 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 stuff that never worked, right? So I'm just like, okay, this is just whatever, but I'll humor him, right? We sat here in the middle of the day when I was just doing paperwork. He had me sit down. He just starts working on my feet. And, you know, he touches a couple of pressure points here and there, and he's like, well, so how does that feel? And I'm like, well, better. And then all of a sudden, this huge mass in my back started to ease up a little bit. I mean, it wasn't gone. It hadn't dissipated yet, but I mean, it was definitely going down. It was a whole lot less angry than it was before. I think we went in for one more treatment after that, and then I was pretty much on a program of self-maintenance. It's night and day. Like, this knot that I named Fred in my back, it's gone. I mean, it's gone. And I don't have that widespread pain throughout my back, and I really wish I would have known about everything sooner, because it's like, okay, yeah, that not being there in my back did really mess up my alignment and stuff like that in my back because of the constant strain and stress. But I mean, I do my own little manipulations on my feet about, you know, twice a day, 3 times a day, if I really feel like I need it. And I am such a believer in this that I've gone wacko, and I've been getting with my friends, and I'm just like, okay, you want a miracle? It's like, take off your shoes and sit down. I'm going to show you a little something, something. people are just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And it's true, because I sure as heck didn't believe it. I mean, what could podiatry teach me about my back? But honestly, everything in my life has changed. My demeanor has changed. I've got a whole lot more energy now than I had before. I'm really feeling like I'm coming back to myself. I had gained a lot of weight. I really don't want to admit this, but when I started this process, I was over 200 pounds. And just by doing a few adjustments and everything in my diet and having my energy level just back and being able to actually move my neck and bend and stretch and do the things that I hadn't been able to do for years. I've lost 40 pounds, just pretty much without even trying, over the past 6 months. And granted, I've got another good, 25, 30 to go. I'm not going to lie. But it's happening. And I have just a sense of hope for the first time in years that I'm not going to end up on disability by the time I'm 42, which is just a couple of years away now, sadly. But I'm going to be able to live my life again. And that is probably the most incredible feeling that I could ever describe. And it's all thanks to Dr. Groshell.